All right, students, today we're going to do the second part of Section 3 of Unit 5, Solving Systems by Elimination. Okay, in Part 1 we solved by adding or subtracting. This part we're going to solve by multiplying, okay? In some cases you first need to multiply one or both of the equations by a number so that one variable has opposite coefficients. Now remember, opposites cancel each other out, and coefficient is the number in front of the variable. Okay, so let's look at this first one here. We have 2x plus y equals 11 and negative 3x plus y equals negative 5. So, let's look at the variable x. The opposite of a negative 3 would be a positive. We want the same coefficient. So what we can do is we can multiply this equation by a positive 3. Opposite of a negative is a positive. You want to keep that coefficient so you can add or subtract. Now what we need to do is we need to multiply each term by 3. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2y is 6y. 3 times 11 is 33. Alright, now we have our two equations. Our first one is 3x plus 6y equals 33. And our second one, negative 3x plus 1y equals negative 5. So what I can do to solve this system is add. 3 plus negative 3 cancels out. 6 plus 1 is 7y. 33 plus a negative 5 is 28. Solve this one-step equation. So y equals 4. Now that I've solved for one variable, I can pick any equation. I'm going to pick the first one, and I'm going to substitute in for y. Now remember, your solution is an ordered pair. My x value is 3. My y is 4. And remember, we can check. Okay, so for my first equation, substitute 3 for x and 4 for y. That one checks out. For my second equation, substitute in for x, substitute in for y, and that one also checks out. Okay, so there's the process of solving eliminations by multiplying. Okay, let's go to the second one. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to look at this equation, and I have 3x, and I have 3 as my coefficient, and I have a negative 1 as my coefficient. So what I can do on this equation is I can multiply it by a positive 3. So I get negative 3x plus 3y equals negative 6. I have 3x plus 2y equals 6. My second equation, negative 3x plus 3y equals negative 6. We're going to add. These cancel out. 2 plus 3 is 5y. 6 plus negative 6 is 0. So solve this one-step equation, y equals 0. Now to find the x coordinate, pick one of your equations and substitute in 0 for y. So my solution is x is 2, y is 0. And remember, let's check this. So for my first equation, x is 2, y is 0. For my second equation, x is 2, y is 0, and they both check out. Alrighty, let's go to number 3. Now, on number 3, if we look at our x, the coefficient is negative 5 and 2. So we have opposites, but we don't have the same coefficient. So how can we get the same coefficient? Well, what we can do is we can multiply the first equation by 2 and the second equation by 5. So let's do that. Okay, so we get negative 10x plus 4y equals 64. So there's my first equation. Now for my second one, we're going to multiply it by 5. Now we can add. So the negative 10 and the positive 10 cancels out. So I have 19y equals 114. Solve this one-step equation. And y equals 6. Then we go back to our original equation. Pick either one. I always pick the first one. And let's substitute in for y. Solve this equation. So my solution is negative 4, positive 6. All right, let's check it. On the first equation, substitute negative 4 for x, 6 for y, and that one checks. for the second one. And that one also checks. So there is number 3. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop this to make sure I have enough time to do the fourth one, and we'll have a part 2 here.